Sitcoms have become a staple in American culture, starting with radio comedy shows in the 20s, which later evolved into TV sitcoms in the 50s with I Love Lucy. So, what is a sitcom? A sitcom, also known as situational comedy, is a genre of comedy TV. It is characterized by its short episodes, recurring cast and setting, continuity, and relatability. Sitcoms follow the same formula, but they are not all the same. They typically feature a main cast of 4 to 6 characters, with notable exceptions including Modern Family, The Office, and Superstore. The most common sitcom character archetypes are the straight man, the wisecracker, the bully, the dork, and the goofball. Character archetypes shape character dynamics, which is an important part of comedy and sitcoms.
The audio is one of the most important elements of a sitcom. It helps tell a story, transmit emotions, and make you laugh.
Baby, baby, maybe I will steal you, just so I can feel you, maybe that would heal you, I heal you.
Let's start with live audiences. Since the early days of sitcoms, shows like I Love Lucy and Cheers were filmed in a studio with a real audience.
Will Mrs. Peterson give you the cold shoulder?
It's not the cold shoulder I mind, it's the hard knee.
This gave people at home a lively, shared experience, like they were part of the show too. Live audiences have the power to dictate what type of feeling the creators are trying to communicate. It can be in a laugh track.
What happened to the little lady y'all promised me?
A shocking gasp, or an animated series of applauses and cheers. But of course, the most important one is the laugh track.
You think you knew I was here?
Now let's talk about phrases. Phrases are used at any time in a sitcom. They explore a character's personal trait and are used when they're in trouble,
What you talking about, Will?
when they're about to start an adventure, or even when they're flirting.
Hey, how you doing?
Catchphrases help define a show and make each character stand out. Some phrases become so iconic that people start using them in real life.
That's what she said.
This helps the sitcom become a cultural phenomenon.
Sitcoms usually follow a 3-act story structure with an A plot and a B plot. Many storylines are repeated across different sitcoms, such as bottle, flashback, and holiday episode. Storyline, characters, and jokes are what make a sitcom, but what makes a great sitcom are, Scott said it as 3 pillars of comedy that support them. The first pillar is conflict. Without conflict, there is no drama, and without drama, there is no comedy. The second pillar is desperation. Desperation is what drives the characters want in a storyline. And the third pillar is unpredictability. The element of surprise is at the heart of any successful sitcom.
My favorite sitcom of all time is How I Met Your Mother. It follows Ted Mosby, a hopeless romantic who is telling his kids the long and crazy story of how he met their mom. To do that, the show takes us back to his mid-20s, when he was living in New York City, single, chasing love, and having all kinds of adventures with his friends. What I love most about the show is the writing. Every episode has sharp humor, clever twists, and characters that grow in unexpected ways. To show what I mean, let's talk about one of my favorite episodes, The Bro Mitzvah. This one is about Barney Stinson's bachelor party. Barney is known for being one of the biggest party guys in sitcom history, so when he's finally about to marry Robin, you expect his bachelor party to be, well,
Legendary.
But it's not. Instead, Ted and Marshall plan a cheap party in a bad hotel. They accidentally hire Barney's ex as the stripper and invite the wrong Karate Kid. What follows a night full of disasters, a Chinese mobster, Robin breaking up with Barney, and Barney himself getting kidnapped. Just when things can get any worse, plot twist. Barney finds out it was all a setup, a prank from his friends to make sure his last night as a single guy would be truly unforgettable. But even after the big reveal, Barney complains that they got the wrong Karate Kid, which sets up one more surprise. This episode shows everything that makes How I Met Your Mother special, the funny chaos, the tight friendships, and those amazing twists that always keep you guessing.
Warning: New Girl spoilers ahead. New Girl is a show about a girl named Jess who moves into an apartment with 3 guy roommates. It relies heavily on the relationships in the show for its comedic and emotional moments. If you ask a fan who their favorite character is, they will have trouble answering. This is because, as individuals, the characters aren't that enjoyable, but their interactions with each other make them enjoyable. It truly feels like you are watching a group of friends interact in their daily lives. They all fulfill a stereotype, but no character is defined by it. Winston at first fulfills the straight man role, but transitions to a dork role to allow Coach and Cece to take the straight man's spot. Jess is the quirky big mouth, Nick is the charming wisecracker, and Schmidt is the charming stick. The way each character is written and acted leads to hilarious interactions with each other, and a great example of this is Season 4, Episode 17, Spider Hunt. Spider Hunt is a bottle episode, with the main plotline being that Schmidt's girlfriend Fawn is coming over for dinner, with several subplots. I will examine each subplot using the pillars of sitcom comedy. The first conflict is that there is a spider loose in the apartment that they need to kill. Schmidt is desperate because he doesn't want Fawn to see him scared of a spider. What's unexpected is that Fawn is the one to kill the spider and doesn't care that he's scared. Coach needs to write an email for a girl to get her number. He is desperate to write the perfect email because he really likes the girl. What's unexpected is that Coach, who is usually very smooth, is struggling to write the email. Nick needs to make his signature sauce but is being interrupted. He's desperate to make the sauce perfect because it's the one thing he can do. What's unexpected is that Nick takes his sauce very seriously, which is very different from his usual carefree character. Winston needs to keep Cece's secret from Jess. He is usually bad at keeping secrets, so he's desperate to keep this one. As expected, he does tell Jess, but what is unexpected is that Jess thinks that Cece likes Nick and not Schmidt. This leads to one of the funniest interactions in the show.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested. And I know it's not cool to say, but I don't like the way it would look.
People are gonna say what they're gonna say. They're not reasons not to go through with it.
Fine, you wanna know my biggest concern? My biggest concern is the smell.
The smell?
The smell of it. Yeah, and it's not Cece's fault. I mean, they all smell. I've told her that.